All right. Hey, everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me right now. We're still going to wait it out a little, like 2 more minutes for any latecomers, but we'll kick it off soon. If you have any questions for me, like right off the bat, feel free to just throw it in the chat as well. Hey, Christina. Okay, 1 more minute to go. Okay, let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Tyler. I'm the CTO and one of the co-founders at Voiceflow. And today this is the workshop for the Voiceflow API. So in my very unbiased opinion, this is probably the best workshop out there, and it will help you get more likely to get a prize than anything else, because you can actually build something really functional, really fast, and impressive. So yes, there's been a lot of previous, I'm not just like pulling this out of my ass either, because there's been a lot of previous Hack North winners using Voiceflow and tons of other hackathons too. It's like a silver bullet for hackathons, and I will explain why. Before I get started, I kind of want to ask everyone, what's your experience in programming? Have you guys done backend development, or are you new to it? All that stuff and everything in between. Like, do you know what an API is, basically? Okay, I think Justin knows the stuff. Okay. All right, let's get started. Most of this, I'll save you guys the need to stare at my face. I'll be screen sharing this whole time. There we go. Allow me to move it down. So this is Voiceflow. You know, just to give you guys a totally like unbiased or like a brand new experience, just to make sure nothing can be messed up. I'm going to do everything from scratch. I'm going to wing it all the way through. So let's get started with Voiceflow. You're going to create a project type. You can do Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant projects. For today, I'm going to use a Alexa project and say that. You have to write an invocation name. So let's just call this Google project. And just to show you guys how fast we can build something on Voiceflow, if I drag in a speak block, let's make a dad joke simulator. To hear a dad joke. If I press this,
hey, do you want to hear a dad joke?
I can preview the text-to-speech instantly. And from here, I can just build out my flow. And obviously, someone could say yes, or they could say no. And here we go. All right, let me drag my windows out a little here. And let's create a dad joke. So now I can run this right off the bat.
Hey, do you want to hear a dad joke? Insert dad joke here.
Okay, and you can always go back a step and say no.
Well, that sucks. Next time.
All right, and there you go. That was like 1 minute. I already got something semi-functional here. This is basically a submission project, right? Let's make an actual dad joke. I believe there's an API out here for it. There it is. Yes, to fetch a random dad joke. So what we actually have in Voiceflow are these API blocks. So I'm making a GET request to this endpoint. It's going to accept application JSON, I believe. And let me test the request. Okay, so you can see that I got the joke back. It's pretty horrible. I'll I'll take this path, response.joke, which is the object and then the part of it, and I will create a new variable called joke and apply it there. And I will just replace this with joke. I'll make the get request, save the joke, and then here another one, and I'll link this back to the choice block. Sorry, these lines are kind of getting weird, but now I just create a perpetual loop of dad jokes.
Hey, do you want to hear a dad joke? What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? I'm 80. Want to hear another one? The best time on a clock is 6:30 hands down. Want to hear another one? Well, that sucks. Next time.
Cool. All right, so that works. Obviously, it's not spectacular, but I built something pretty functional in like 5 minutes, which is more than I can say for a lot of hackathon projects I've seen. Let's upload it to Alexa. So just by connecting your Amazon account, you can actually upload this to a physical like Alexa device and it will work. And you can connect your Alexa with other things as well. So I'm gonna let it do its thing in the background here. And there's this like tiny blue bar on the top. It's probably not that visible, but that's kind of the progress so far. I'll let it keep going. It's all very automated. Okay, this should wrap up soon. There we go. So if I click through to the link, this is the Alexa developer console. It's the same process on the Google side if you want to do a Google Assistant action. So I believe I called this cool project, open cool project. Got muted.
Mountains aren't just funny. They are hill areas. Want to hear another one?
Okay, anyways, you're gonna take my word for it that this works on device on Alexa now. You can add visuals and images and all that fun stuff. Great, so that's pretty basic, but there's a ton of blocks on the left side and you can do some pretty crazy stuff. So there's conditions, there's variables, there's setting variables. So I can set like, I'm not gonna try to make a joke. I don't have any good ones. Set name to Tyler. I can label this set name. If I put this on top, hey, name. Do you want to hear a dad joke? Now it will say my name. This is the equivalent of hard coding a variable.
Hey, Tyler, do you want to hear a dad joke?
But you can dynamically set things based on if conditions. So if you can imagine how you'd make a for loop here, you would just do like, I don't know, you would set something like I. Set I to 0. And then if I is like greater than, what is it? Greater than 5, then go out or do something like that. And yeah, and if not, you would set I to I plus 1. And that's how you kind of construct a for loop. So here I can actually do, oops, not this. No match is an else port basically. So if I is not greater than 5, I will set I to I plus 1. And then I will say something. Okay, this is going to get annoying really fast, so I'm going to change it to greater than, so I can, and once that is there, we will go back to this if block, and if it's greater than 3, we'll say bn. But I didn't type that right. All I have to do to invoke this is to now send it through this flow now. Let's try that out.
Hello, 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 the end one.
All right, there you go. Now that you've built a loop. And the even crazier thing is that there's functions in this. Same way you have functions in programming, there's these things called flows. And to kind of show how it works, I'm gonna move this block down just so it's easier to visualize here. Start. And we'll make a new block and we'll call it the end. And let's make a new flow called new flow. And inside here, if I say connect that and I say middle, and yeah, it's kind of see where this is going. I can see a list of all my flows here. And now if I run this,
The start, the middle, the end.
So you see how I kind of went into that flow and then back out. And it can get really complex. So here you see that there's like a yes or no, but you can also have an open-ended prompt and kind of let people jump around. So back over here, if I create a open-ended prompt, which just lets the user say anything they want, and I make an intent over here on this side. So I got a lot of loose blocks going on here, so I'm just going to delete it all. Pretend we're a bank now. My balance and balance in my, say, checking account. So we'll create a entity type. So this could be like a variable basically in what the user says. We'll make this custom. It could be checking. I think people spell it differently too. Checking or savings, saving. What's the balance in my account? What's the balance? How's account doing? How's my account doing? You can just learn some random variations. You don't have to like fill it out and make it crazy either. Check my savings account or something. And here you can say that the entity is required to fulfill this. So what accounts? The reason why I do this is because here you see like they could say what's the balance, but we need to know what account it is. So that's why account is required. Let me simplify this. Let's call this to Voiceflow thing. The balance, and then I'll say balance in your account is amount dollars. Try that. So the really cool thing is that Voiceflow has a built-in NLP, so you can actually train it so it's smart. So you don't have to say exactly what you typed, but because you trained it, you can kind of vaguely say what it is, and then the NLP, or yeah, exactly, Justin. The NLP, or basically machine learning, will throw out all the buzzwords. NLP, NLU will figure out exactly kind of what you're trying to say, and it'll get you there. So now that my model is trained, there we go. I'll run it.
Welcome to Voiceflow Bank.
Yo, man, what's the balance in my savings?
The balance in your savings account is $0.
All right, sad, but yes, that's it works. So you can see I didn't say yo man anywhere here, right? Because it's NLP trained, it's actually pretty smart. So it's able to figure out a lot of variations in what you say. You just have to kind of vaguely get the idea of it, and it'll hit it. So this way you can actually build out like a huge flow, right? I'll throw in a few more blocks here, and then instead of what's my balance, I can like add money, subtract money, I don't know, send someone else money, all that fun stuff. What this could look like. If I zoom out here, I think there's an actual Voiceflow Bank project that we have. Let's try this one. A good thing. Yeah, so you can see how these projects can get a little bit larger and a little bit more fleshed out and professional. But it all works. And if you're really crazy about it, I have this one project somewhere. Geez, no, it's in my personal workspace. There's this lady that built like a ridiculously large project of ancient Rome. So remember the flows concept I showed earlier? So this is like that, but to the extreme. There we go. I'm gonna refresh my page actually. I think the screen sharing is killing my computer at the moment. Cool stuff. I'll let it load. So if I go over here and I click on flows, she has like a flow for literally like a couple hundred flows. So you want to learn about like, I don't know, pirates in ancient Rome or something, then this is like a subdivision of it. You know, so you can build out like some really complex things here. That's good and all. So for the next phase of this presentation, we're gonna get more into actual coding. So you might ask, Tyler, Voiceflow is really cool, but I'm a real programmer. I don't want to use like Scratch, advanced Scratch, basically, like a visual programming tool. Where do I actually like code, or where do I actually get something done? Yeah, you can do while loops. It's the same concept as for loops. It just there is a literal Stack Overflow. Like this is basically a visual programming language. If you mess it up, like it will give you a Stack Overflow or like a overcount or something like that. Oh, glad to see people be returning as well. Well, a while loop is basically just an if and a set. It's like if this condition is not true, then keep doing this, right? You just like loop it around. Kind of like the for loop, but you just cycle it down here. Okay, so the next part of this, just in case you guys don't want to do Alexa or Google and you have something else in mind, you have like an app or a website or a chat bot or something, I got you covered. So the Alexa and Google stuff is easy because you can just upload it directly and it looks impressive. But let's dive into GitHub here. So under github.com/voiceflow, there's this very convenient repo called API Examples. And it's a namesake of this workshop as well. So I'm going to do everything from scratch again. I will clone this repo. And I'll step into it. It's API Examples. There we go. And now open it up in your favorite code editor or whatever you feel you're feeling like. So you guys still remember my fun skill here, which tells me I have $0 in my bank account. Back over here, let's see, I got my editor open. We'll trust these guys. Okay, let me rejig my windows. Okay, so under the HTML example, this is like the most bare bones example imaginable. We're just calling the Voiceflow API and we're gonna get a response. I can turn my entire Voiceflow project into an API, basically. So you ping the API with what the user is going to say, and then the API will tell you what else it's gonna come back. So just to show you, like, just one more variation here, I can put a path here. The path is if I don't understand what the user is saying, let's say, yo, I have no clue. That's not a very good way to speak to your users, but I digress. So back over here in my API examples, I got some API keys, this, and a version key. The version ID, so these are all in the docs as well, so you don't have to take my word for it. And over here in my integration section, I click that and I go to API. I can create a new API key and copy that to my clipboard and toss that in. So here's my version ID. Everything's kind of entered here, my API key. Cool. This code is already all written for you. But if you look at, for anyone who knows how like to write primitive JavaScript and HTML, you're just calling an API endpoint, you're getting the response, and you're kind of processing it. This entire page is going to look really stupid. Let me reveal in my Finder. And I might just double click it to open it up on Chrome. Wow, that's my project. It's working. I just built out a web chatbot in what, a few minutes. And same thing now if I say, it's my balance. And it's going to ask what account, and it's my savings. And still $0. I think nothing's changed. Again, let's say something totally random. It also ends. So pretty cool. You can see how you can take this API and apply it to a mobile app. It can also speak, but you need to implement all the speaking stuff yourself, because you're gonna get like a raw MP3 file. You need to play the audio or whatever. It is a lot of hassle, but if you're willing to do that, you can get back the MP3 from the actual API as well. So just to show how you can extend this API even more, let me create a new project actually. If you don't want to speak, a chat assistant makes more sense. It lets you kind of output like pretty text. So let me try this again. I don't know. Here they could say yes, or they could say no. And this is not a very good skill, but yes. So all I have to do is grab, since I have my API key already, all I have to do is grab this version ID, paste that in. Oh, I'm gonna copy that. Said no. I'll call this yes. You said yes or you said no. Great. And here for my text, I can make it bold or I can make it italic or something like that, and keep it interesting. I can test it once on Voiceflow just to make sure it works. And yeah, so yes. Okay. No surprises here. It's cool. Now if I refresh this, nope, I have to save that file. That's fine. Yo, yes. You said yes. All right, that's not interesting, but let's find an image and kind of make it cooler. Let's get it's a hunky boy here. Save this image. All right, we got our Canada goose. So maybe instead, if you say yes, it's going to show you a picture of a goose. So here I want to upload my good old goose picture. Nice. Oh, it's kind of big. If I test it on Voiceflow, we'll see that it works, obviously. What's intended? Yes, and I get a nice big goose. So how do we make it work on over here? So you can see here that we're actually console logging the response body of whatever's being sent back. So here in my network tab, or actually just in my console, that's fine. I'll refresh the page, and it's going to show me that it sent back two things. One is yo, 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 the text, and two is the buttons that I made earlier, like yes and no. I don't have any way of displaying that right now. And if I type yes, you'll see that I got 4 things back. So I also got a visual. So there's a text response. You said yes. And there's a visual one that has an image URL. So really quickly, if I just modify the code here, type is visual, so it's called visual. Instead of appending some text, maybe I will append an image. Image source equals, let's see, trace dot payload dot image. And just to make sure it's not too big, let's set the max width to like 300 or something. Next, I'll save that. Now if I refresh my page, I type yes, got a goose. Behold, I'm building something kind of cool. So you can do all your building and construction here in Voiceflow, and you can, go crazy, build out crazy flows, crazy complex logic, everything you need. And you just need someone else on your team could make the actual interface that drives off that API. So you just have to sync that, yes, we're going to pass in images, we're going to do something, it's going to be cool. You can even make custom actions. So here, if you say no, let's see. Over here under integration, custom actions, we'll get a little mad if the user says no. Let's call this delete everything. So now if we come across a trace and the type is delete everything, let's just delete the whole page. So this is a pretty good program. jQuery delete element remove. Okay, Googling is a pretty essential skill as a programmer. Let's find our body and remove it. Now the user says, no, I can actually perform something on my page. So you need to click the test just to make sure the latest version gets propagated. And now if I refresh the page, yo, 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 yes. Oh, wait, no, so I'm supposed to say no. And it just self-destructed. So obviously this isn't as cool, but you can make your page throw out some confetti, or your app or whatever, throw out confetti, or I don't know, change stuff, navigate using voice or using this kind of thing. Yes, good question about multi-users. So kind of a sad way of me showing this is by hanging out with myself. I will open a new incognito tab. Open good old Voiceflow again. I have many Voiceflow accounts, thankfully. Okay, so I got my personal one. Okay, there's that Voiceflow bank page that we were both on. So you can add people to your team. It's just, there's obviously a lot of people on this team already. You have your seats, people. We both go into this, let's find a project here. In-app assistant project. No, that's the wrong one. This is in-app assistant version 1.4. No, there we go. Is it? Yes, it is. All right, 2 cursors. Wow, amazing. Yeah, you can definitely hang out with your teammates out here. Someone usually can work on a different flow while you work on other flow. So this guy's now in the branch closing flow, and I will go over to the payments flow and I'll work on that. So yeah, collaboration is definitely built in. I believe there's a promo code. You can just invite people to your workspace and you add collaborators there. It's actually really easy. You just have to copy the link and you send them the link and it'll work. Great, so we cover a lot of things about Voiceflow here, all the way from uploading to Alexa to using the API, which is different from Alexa, to stuff like this. Does anyone have any questions? I'm gonna close this. No, it's just everyone's perfectly good. You know exactly what you're gonna do, and you're gonna win the hackathon. Yeah, Voiceflow is free. There is a paid version of Voiceflow, but you start off on the free version. So it has all the bells and whistles and everything you basically need to get started. I don't know, just kind of as a cool thing I show people is you can do pretty crazy stuff. This is the Fibonacci sequence, but done recursively through flows. You can see here that I'm passing in a number to the flow. I'm setting numbers to number -1, number -2, and then passing that in as a parameter to the flow. And this is now a recursive Fibonacci sequence through flows because they're basically functions. Yeah. The best part is if you don't tell people you use Scratch Advanced, it looks really cool because like you made something really functional. You did it really fast, and you didn't have to break a sweat either. So it's a good flex. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. I've seen people build everything from like car assistants. So funny enough, the hackathon winner for one of the hackathons was a Naruto battle simulator, and they used Voiceflow to capture your like jutsus or whatever. You do like hand signals with a Connect, and then like you use Voiceflow to capture your like voice. Yeah. So really, you can do anything. Like you can make games. Yeah, you can make games. You can make I don't know, functional things, healthcare stuff. Like on a more serious note, I've seen some users on Voiceflow have recorded their relatives who are going to pass away soon, and they kind of built a like digital version of them on Voiceflow. Yeah, and they kind of use it as a way to talk to someone who's gone. Or that's kind of morbid, but yeah, it's like really anything. Or for people with like Alzheimer's and stuff, there's healthcare applications. That's pretty common. Yeah, like some people record their own voices for relatives who have like dementia or like Alzheimer's, and like so they can always have someone to talk to and remember things. Yeah, you can build police radios, web chat bots, Slack bots, Facebook bots, anything in between. Yeah, check our repos, but look around GitHub as well. So under the API examples, we have a few programming languages already. You got Python, Node.js, HTML. Probably gonna add Java and some other things. Yeah, actually, there's also a templates library if you need inspiration. Find it. Go. Don't need this anymore. Yeah, you can build quizzes, resume assistants. If you kind of need some ideas to get started. Yeah, we actually released the API really recently, but we'll also be available at the booth throughout the hackathon. So if you have any questions about how to use Voiceflow or just how to set up things, just let us know. Happy to help you and get everything set up and just build something really functional. Great. I'm happy to take any last questions too. Anything and everything, just about Voiceflow itself. You guys curious how I got started, or you want to work here, all that type of thing. Okay, we can take a few look at some other projects users have made. I don't know. It took me 5 minutes. It's that easy. You just hop on, you drag some blocks in, and it's good. This is hilarious. There was this Brazilian Disney. Have you guys ever heard what Mickey Mouse sounds like in Portuguese? No, sorry. Find number one. No.
Pluto! Aqui, amigão! Ele ficou feliz de encontrar você.
Yeah, you can build anything. Yeah, so that's extra bonus content for today, just in case now you know what Mickey Mouse sounds like in Portuguese. Geez, it's too many things to cover. Johns Hopkins University, they made a COVID surveying app. It's like, do you have COVID? You just tell them all your symptoms, and it'll tell you if you have COVID or the chances of you having COVID or not, and whether you should go get checked up. Volkswagen, yeah, car assistance, all that stuff, and everything in between. Cool. Yeah. This person built a cat skill. So where I'm at. This lets you take care of a virtual cat. It's like a Tamagotchi kind of thing. where it lets you like feed your cat, like buy more cats. I don't know, if you just want to take care of more cats, that's always an option as well. And between voice, conversational things, text, and all that stuff, it's all there. And there's also some very helpful material as well. I'll make sure to send the links to these later about the API itself and the actual docs. So yeah, explain stuff, and you can see how people have made. This is like a web chat bot powered by Voiceflow. This is a Facebook Messenger chat powered by Voiceflow. This is a Telegram one. This is another web chat. This is Slack. And of course, Google Assistant and all that stuff. So it's all there. That's also a plug for myself because I wrote that blog post. I suck at writing. I'm a programmer, so it's good. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. So this is a very productive workshop. This is only like 20, 30 minutes. Like my attention span starts dying off for like 2 hours. So I feel like I gave you guys everything you need to get started, to get it even like a head start on the hackathon. So play around in Voiceflow tonight or tomorrow and kind of figure out what you want to do. Get some inspiration from different projects, or even just go on like Amazon, I don't know, and Alexa skill store and see what other people are making for other inspirations about like conversations or bots. I think some guy also made a thing that like automatically talks to his girlfriend on his behalf as well. So it's just like almost everything else in between. There's no shortage of stuff to kind of pick. All right, I'm not gonna take up any more of your time. Hopefully this is very useful. And generally looking forward to what you guys are building. Yeah, more time to code. Cool. I'm gonna turn off the video, but I'll stick out in the chat for a little longer. If you have any questions about the workshop after, feel free to ask me. And my email is tyler@voiceflow.com if you want to message me as well. Great. And yeah, we'll be on Hopkins as well and other things. Dope. All right, yeah, thanks for joining me, everyone. Hopefully this was informative and useful, and we'll catch y'all later. Peace.